episode of Deca Debrief. My name is Sam/CW Girl. Nice to see you all again, and we have our new co-host with us today. Say hello.
Hi, my name's Reficul. I'm going to be your co-host for this season and many more to come, possibly.
Great, awesome, and thank you. So we have a Patreon. Special thanks to everyone who's donated to our Patreon so far for helping to keep our show alive. We have our sponsors. We have Lost Boys, Realm Slayers, A-Tribers Ideas Discord, Lost Halls Hideout, LHC, and Sentry Cleanup Crew. Do you want to be bloody surprised by a Sentry white bag? Then head on over to the Sentry Cleanup Crew. This server is dedicated to hunting down sentries and telling you where they are so you don't have to find them. Make sure you head on over for those white bags. Special thanks to SLVR DLLR for shouting out our episodes. Now that our plugs are out of the way, let's dive into our episode.
So, the Secluded Thicket is finally live, unlike the players who've been running it. UTs include a staff, a skull, a robe, and a spell, kind of like the dungeon it's based off of. It's controversial whether this robe is good though, because it does give a lot of mana, but it completely lacks in defensive stats.
Did you run any of the Secluded Thickets when they came out?
I ran a couple, and actually died in one with my Necro, but I haven't run it very much.
And just a small question. Were you one of the people that exploited the sort of safe spot, like in the top left where you just out-heal the icky water?
No, I'm someone who loves bullet hells, so being hit very much isn't a problem for me. My problem is getting struck by the lightning unexpectedly when other players are passing me by, and they attract a little pow, and then I just kind of get whacked.
Last weekend, we had a chest event, the Secluded Thicket and Janus. Janus dropped tops, dyes, cloths, orc set, spiteful Scutum, and pots and tinctures. Secluded Thicket drops the tops, UTs, cloths, and dyes. Did you run the event at all?
I did not run Janus at all. I only ran Secluded Thickets. That happened in US East too.
Yeah, I noticed that, just seeing a lot of the screenshots that's been posted throughout all the Discords, I haven't seen anybody get the Scutum. Yeah, Scutum.
Swear to God.
Scutum at all. So Deca made a nice little bunch of balancing updates. Balam's red form damage in the cultist hideout is now 350 instead of 450. Basically, the little pepperoni slices are a little less spicier than they were before. The pure evil on the outside of the void deals higher damage, ensuring that leeching is harder than ever. Thank gosh. The tablet of the king's avatar, a buff that many have been waiting for, no longer pierces and has boomerang shots. Its feed power was also buffed. Then there were small quality of life fixes, including improvements regarding invisible objects, an issue with shooting whilst hovering black tiles. They fixed the ninja being gone from the class list for new accounts, and improvements of the quest portrait. They fixed issues in the Lost Halls where Malice 2 could spawn twice, where the Void Entity center attack ended earlier than intended, and an arrow trap was going the wrong direction, and HP scaling for cultists. A ton of HP scaling was implemented into the game, with small updates such as Malphus and Stheno having slightly less invulnerability but slightly increased base HP. Dr. Terrible and the Horrific Creation can no longer be paralyzed, and the Horrific Creation stays invulnerable longer to give transform players extra time. In addition, they added new skins and fixed/edited previous ones. All these updates were found in the Rotmeg subreddit, so be sure to check that out for updates directly from Deca. Honestly, I was super upset when they removed the Paralyze from the Horrific Creation because my friend and I, Casey, we would go into labs and perma-paralyze the Horrific Creation, and it would make this hilarious face every single time.
Yeah, I used to do that with my pet. Yeah. Now I'm disappointed that I can't do it quickly anymore. I have to actually do phases for a boss.
Yeah, that's annoying too. Like, it's not as instantaneous to get pots anymore. You actually have to do something now.
How dare you, Deca, make me actually play the game.
So now we're actually going to move on to our guest questions to try and get to know our host a little better.
All right, Hayes, are you gay? Yes. All right, we got an answer.
No, please don't be. Wait, this is all in Spanish. I didn't take this.
Why are they speaking Spanish in the questions chat?
I legitimately wish that I could tell you. Okay, here's one. What would you do if GHCD went on Saturday Night Live?
What would GHCD do at Saturday Night Live? Like, GHCD is dead. What do dead people do on Saturday Night Live?
Reanimate as a zombie?
You're right. Okay, so GHCD comes back from the dead, reincarnates, and then makes everybody else bad at Lost Dolls.
GH Zombie D.
Ha, I get it. Because it's Z for zombie. Ha.
Okay, next question. How would you feel about a nest event, and what kind of whites do you think would drop from it?
A nest event. Hasn't that already happened before?
I believe so.
Has it?
Not in the recent past, however. At least not that I remember.
Okay, well, obviously it would be the whites, possibly because of the difficulty of the dungeon. I imagine it would drop an event white, just like the Shatters event did, and even the Ice Cave event dropping Ogmer, which was a little bit out of place, but regardless, people enjoy the event.
What kind of, I guess, event white would you think Nest would drop?
Well, obviously that piece of garbage quiver, but you know.
But it's the bee's knees.
Oh, got him.
Okay, this next question is pretty cool. How would you feel if individual white set bags had their own sprites, such as the lab set, like the conduit, the robe, all that? How would you feel if that white bag had its own individual, maybe Dr. Terrible themed bag sprite?
So like a reskin? That wouldn't be a bad idea. Something they may possibly be considering in the future as they're looking at the lab for they did rework the lab in a way. They changed the difficulty, added HP scaling. So imagine with the new set that they added to Horrific Creation and the accessory that comes from mobs, I would say that they're giving a little bit more attention to the Godland dungeons, especially Mad Lab and possibly Toxic Sewers in the future, which I hope they change the tea room for it, because I know they've been meaning to change the way that tea rooms and the Golden Rat work in sewers.
Ooh, that'd actually be pretty dang nice.
That'd be awesome. Maybe I won't get Voidblade for once.
Well, why wouldn't you want Voidblade? I want a Voidblade. What the heck?
Well, then you're wrong.
No, I never had one before. What's wrong with Voidblade? It's so nice.
It's really bad. Why would you want one?
It looks awesome, for one.
Yeah, it looks awesome, but so does... Okay, I can't say that.
Oh. Next question. Are you a White Star by any chance?
No, I am not.
Alright, I'll flip this around then. If you could kill all White Stars with a single press of a button, would you?
If I could Thanos snap and kill half of White Stars, I probably would, as long as Mad Peach just left this world.
What?
Meal pot pie. Maybe.
No. Oh, no.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, if you had the power to remove Ninja from the game, would you remove Assassin as well?
Yes. Take both of them out of the game, yes.
Okay, I don't like Assassin personally, but why don't you like it?
What I don't like about the Assassin is there's nothing unique about the class. Mm-hmm. It's a long-range DPS class, so it's essentially Wizard. But Wizard does more damage, and is essentially more useful than the Assassin. It has the big kick about the Assassin is it does pierce damage, but then again, ST spell exists, and ST spell does about 3,000 to 4,000 damage on a perfect spell bomb, so why not use that instead? Because at its minimum, you can do an estimate of 600 to 800 damage with a spell bomb, and potentially more. So why not just use ST spell Wizard over Assassin?
And I find it so silly as well that you can't even slap a tier 6 poison on Assassin, because a level 1 Assassin, its MP is too low to throw even a single bomb. Like, what? This also kind of segues into our next question. So for your favorite class and your least favorite class, if you had to change or add something about them, what would you do?
I guess I play Wizard a lot, so I would say Wizard's one of my favorites. So with that class, I think Wizard's a very good class, and to balance it a little bit more, I think they should change its wisdom, because it doesn't really find a use in its wisdom stat. And with my least favorite class, which would be Assassin, obviously I would just say, like, make it good, make it do more damage, or just change it in some way so it's not crap. Like, reduce the mana cost on all the poisons. Murky Toxin should not be 120 mana.
Okay, would you date Oryx the Mad God?
Maybe if he took me out to dinner, got to know me a little bit better. He kind of jumps the gun, immediately goes for, hey, so you ready? We doing this? He kisses on the first date. Like, you can't be doing that, Oryx. You gotta take someone out to dinner first.
Okay. Would you date Phineas or Ferb from Phineas and Ferb?
Oh, Ferb. Ferb can rap. That's all you need.
It's true. Okay. How hard can you hit the stanky leg?
Bitch, dab. That was me dabbing, in case you couldn't see, because there's no webcam. But I just did dab.
It was such a strong dab that I felt it ripple across the entire United States.
Oh, everybody's leg just toppled over. No one's gonna stanky anymore now that they're all cripples.
Oh my goodness. Regarding updates in the game, if you could remove anything that was done, what would you choose?
Actually. Remove Lost Halls!
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'd remove pets, obviously.
You scared me for a second.
Yeah, shout out to Yin Yarn.
Yeah, you've been in RL for Lost Halls for quite a bit of time, right?
I enjoy Lost Halls very much. I think it's a good dungeon. It's a good dungeon for the game. Yeah, it's very much fun. It's the only thing that endgame players can really find fun in, although it does get stale after a while. There needs to be more endgame content that's raid-based. You know.
Not nests?
Okay, nests are just garbage, because
What?
nests, I mean, what loot does Nest give you for completing it? It's
Fair.
actually, I'd consider it harder than doing Cultist for Lost Halls.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That boss room is it's so difficult. Like, at least you just bring any range class, 08, you could beat Cultist in about 40 minutes to an hour. It's impossible in the Nest, unless you're bringing a class with decent sustain that is also ranged. So essentially you're bringing Priest, or you're bringing a Divine Pet Wizard. That is my opinion, though. Some people can solo it with certain classes. It is possible to do it with something like Paladin or Warrior, melees, but I think the difficulty of the dungeon does not scale well with the loot that it gives. It's risk versus reward factor.
This could be confirmed or it could be just a rumor, but what kind of update are you looking most forward to?
I'm sure a lot of people know by now. Deca is going to bring out how do I say this? They're going to bring out a funding campaign where people can contribute money directly to Deca, and they'll be rewarded with stuff like custom graves, which I think is a good thing. They're going to need the funding for the Unity client, which is very controversial at the moment because a lot of people are saying the Unity client will never happen, or the Unity client won't change anything. The Unity client won't make the servers not crap. It's going to change the game entirely. The scope of the hacking community is going to change because people are going to have to start using code injection instead of directly modifying the Realm of the Mad God client.
What is code injection exactly? I don't know.
So code injection is something that a lot of hacked clients use. A really common one that people know about is CSGO. CSGO hacks use code injection and scripts, which apply outside of the game and do not directly modify it, because if you directly modify a game, obviously the anti-cheat will pick up on that. The same thing will happen with Realm of the Mad God, so they'll have to change the way that hacked clients work, because you cannot directly modify a Unity client and get away with it. Inject code. It's gonna change the way that hacked clients work, but it's by no means gonna eliminate hacking, nor will it make hacking any more prevalent. It's gonna stay the way it is.
Oh, so it's not even making it harder to hack, it's just changing the method that will be needed?
Yes, it's gonna be somewhat of a different method. I don't know all the logistics behind it, but to my knowledge, that is how it would work.
I hope it makes it harder, honestly. I so hope it does.
It might.
Alrighty, next question. So why did you become a host on Deca Debrief?
I was bored.
Yeah, that's fair. So how do you feel about the creative landscape of Deca right now and Realm, and where would you like to see it go?
We haven't had any new content creators enter the scene recently. It's mostly just been Hayes, who's consistently been recording and uploading. GHCD's kind of drop off the radar. The Mothership has kind of been a thing for a while, but He is a little bit relatively new to the scene compared to other Realm of the Mad God YouTubers. Kind of like Deso Troya. I think Deso Troya has been around for a while, but his style of editing is somewhat reminiscent of the Henez style of editing. Basically, it's 2012 YouTube gaming in a nutshell.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of throwing some subtle shade towards Deso Troya.
And Silver Dollar was back for a little while as well, right? For a month of Mad God, but now he's gone again.
Yeah, he came back from the dead for a while, and then he just kind of disappeared. Kind of like my monitor right now because I've been too inactive.
Shake your mouse.
Let me just shake my mouse so I can see the stuff again.
Yeah, shaka shaka, like a cat.
Shaka shaka.
Yeah.
What? Who shakes a cat?
No,
What?
Oh.
What kind of question is that?
It wasn't a
Shake
question.
Shake it like a cat.
It
What?
It was a comment. It was a command. It was a command. Shake it like a cat.
I don't care. I don't want you commanding people to shake cats.
No, not cats. Mice. Because, like, cats shake mice.
Okay, but what?
What do you mean? Cats shake mice. Yeah?
That's...
True. Yeah, I know. Perfectly true.
Why am I on this podcast?
Okay, what would you like added to Realm of the Mad God as soon as possible? ASAP.
Can we just add more raid dungeons so we can play this game? I mentioned this before. We need more endgame content that's kind of like Lost Halls, similar to a raid dungeon, something that has a large amount of difficulty, has scaling, but isn't too impossibly hard, something that's dodgeable, kind of like how we have Secluded Thicket. Secluded Thicket is very difficult to do third boss with a small amount of people or duoing or soloing. It feels like an actual bullet hell because it's possible to dodge every single bullet, but the difficulty is so immense that being realistically possible is little to none. Sort of like Toho is. If anyone has ever played Toho before who's viewing this podcast, you know what I'm talking about. That game is absurdly difficult on Lunatic mode, but it's possible at all stages of the game.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I would really love to see a sky-themed dungeon. Like something up in the air.
You mean like Sprite World?
Kind of, but more like clouds and brightness and actually kind of weather-related, thinking back to the Secluded Thicket and the lightning strikes. Sort of something like that.
Weather-related? I mean, I like the weather really.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be super cool. Like a lot of potential for sprites, a lot of potential for new sound effects and, bullet hell kind of stuff, such as rain or snow, hail.
I mean, go suggest it to a trapper or toasters.
Heck yeah. Now we're wrapping up our show with a bit of announcements. So our staff applications are officially closed. We've been spending this little break off by discussing and debating every single person who applied. Thank you so much to everyone who applied. We appreciate it so much. For co-hosts, we have Reficul, Piggy, Charzikin, and Mistborn. For support boys, we have Reficul and Klingris. For artistic boys, we have Reficul and Good Myth Morning. Jeez, Reficul.
Got him.
I swear, at this rate, he's going to replace us as a Deca dummy.
Hell yeah.
No. Not on my watch. Piggy was also recently promoted to moderator as well. Congratulations to everyone who was promoted. And just a final thank you to Cosmic Sky and Abyssal, who have been a part of our staff and helped out tremendously with the application process.
Thank you to our patrons. We have Piccadell, Lodestar, Reficul, Shaxaz Snow, The Mothership, Charzigan, 3Cube, Tom Food, Piggy, Adam Shogun, Surfy, MG Oryx, and Klingeris. Thank you so much for all your donations.
This show was written, produced, and edited by Sam, Erica Starr, and the wonderful staff behind Deca Debrief, voiced by Sam and Reficul. We have an email, decadebrief@gmail.com. If you have any questions or inquiries that you would like to send in, please make sure to email us there. We want to give props to DJ Quad. He's been our intro and outro song. And we want to give props to Generic, who is our cover art. This has been Deca Debrief, and you can consider yourself debriefed. See you next time.